Back in the olden days, spring cleaning meant removing the dark, sooty grime from using candles, kerosene lamps, and wood stoves throughout the winter, as well as letting in the fresh fragrance of spring. Today, the modern marvel of electricity has spared us the sooty grime, but the refreshing tradition of spring cleaning remains. It's an especially important routine in homes where seniors may no longer be able to keep up with regular housekeeping chores. Joining me now to share tips for those tasked with helping a senior with a good corner-to-corner spring house cleaning is Carlette Howell with Home Instead Senior Care. Carlette, thanks for being here.
Thank you, Jeff. How are you doing?
I'm doing very well, thank you. Well, before we get into this, tell us a little bit about Home Instead Senior Care. I found this topic on your in your e-newsletter, and y'all provide a lot of information. Tell us a little bit about your company.
Okay, Home Instead Senior Care, we've been here in Pensacola for 13 years now, and what we do is we go into the seniors' homes and we assist with those daily chores, such as taking people to the doctor, cooking, cleaning, going to the grocery store, anything that helps a senior to stay in their home.
Okay, well, great. Well, you also are very helpful to us and are a very good sponsor for our events and things like that, and very involved with Council on Aging. We appreciate that.
It's a good organization.
Well, we think so, and I'm glad you do as well. Well, let's go into these 5 steps that were outlined in the article that your company provided. The 5 steps for tackling the task of helping someone clean their home. Let's go through some of these. What would be step 1?
Okay, step 1, make a checklist. These are all the things that you want to accomplish when you're getting ready. And the reason you want to make this list is so you don't get off track, because that's real easy to do. The next thing you want to do is you want to schedule. Probably most of these things you're not going to be able to do all in one day, because if you're going to wash your drapes, move furniture to clean underneath it, clean your kitchen, check expired food, you just can't do all that in one day.
Well, I guess that's why that step 1 is very, very important.
Exactly.
To when you itemize that list, then you can tell, can I realistically schedule this?
Right.
What are some things? So you mentioned some things. So should we just write down, like you say, item by item of what should be on that list?
Probably go from room to room and check off what you want to do. A lot of times, one of the things that we see so often in seniors' home are where they stack papers. They get their mail, they think, okay, I'll take care of that in a couple of days, and all of a sudden they've got a big pile of stuff there. So that's one of the things that they really need to go through, because not only does it become an eyesore, but it also becomes a hazard. So that's something that they need to go through. And one of the things that we suggest is maybe on your counter, put a sheet that says keep, shred, and throw away. That's what, when you're going through these papers, it's easy for the senior to put these different things in that category. That way they're not constantly having to go, okay, now where?
The same would go for clothes or anything.
Everything
else.
Yes.
Well, now, scheduling, yes, that is, like you say, very important, because we don't want to set ourselves up to be frustrated or taking on too much. And that kind of rolls into point number 3, which I believe was to enlist some help. We don't have to do this all ourselves or, with 2 or 3 people.
And especially the older you get, the harder that is. And a lot of people, it really bothers them. They're so used to that spring cleaning, like you said. We all grew up with that knowledge that when spring rolled around, we were going to clean everything. So that keeps them on track. And it can be a loved one, but a lot of times seniors don't have somebody here to help them, so they can hire somebody to come in and help them.
Well, can that also make it a little bit, say, a more fun experience? Kind of, if you're going to have to tackle it, you might as well get some friends or get some associates or help and kind of make the best of it.
Exactly. The only thing that you don't want to do is you don't want to have somebody that comes in and starts throwing things away or reorganizing things. It's real important to put things back. Like if they keep all their medicine on the counter, then go through it, but put it right back in that area. When you go through the refrigerator, don't rearrange everything. It's okay to take things out and check the expiration dates and that kind of thing, but put them back where they were, because that's real important for seniors.
That is, it's a point of respect that I think any of us, if someone wants to come help me clean out my office, same would apply, or whatever.
Absolutely.
So what are some reasons that some seniors may tend to hang on, or all of us may tend to hang on to things maybe past what we might need them for?
It's just got those memories, you know, we just don't want to give it up. And sometimes, like we were talking about clothes, you're hoping you're going to lose a little weight and be able to fit back into that, or maybe you think you might gain a little weight and you might need that sweater down the road. So you really do have to pick and choose, because you get to the point where you have so much stuff around you can't get around.
Right, and we do have to realistically realize that there's sentimental value, there's preparing for the future, there's just memories of all kinds.
Absolutely.
Well. So if someone has maybe hung on to so much that, like you say, maybe mobility in the household is compromised or something like that, how would you diplomatically approach that person and say, have you ever really thought about getting rid of some of the clutter?
Well, one way is to say, you know, there's a lot of needy people out there. You've got all of these great clothes right here that you wear and you love, and these things really aren't fitting right now, and you're probably not going to be able to wear those things again. So why don't we pack these things up, give them to Goodwill, where they go to someone that can really need them. A lot of times that really does help, rather than just thinking that they're going to be thrown away.
Mm-hmm. And what about the safety issue in the home, just as far as fall prevention?
Absolutely. I mean, when their houses get so cluttered, they really do have a problem. And one of the things that we do stress is throw rugs. A lot of people used to have a lot of throw rugs, and our elderly did. And we try to tell them, this is something, it's probably time to get rid of these, because those are real easy to trip on, and so many of them do it.
Well, it is a tough task, and you've really pointed out some great tips. But before we go, what would be your personal advice for someone who's helping a senior do some spring cleaning, how they can be helpful yet respectful, like you kind of mentioned before?
Well, take their advice, sit down with them, make the list with them, don't just do it. Make the list and make sure that they are checking off with everything that you're doing. Don't take things into your own hands. You've got to treat them with dignity and let them know, because they know they've lived in their home and they love their home. They just need a little help.
Great advice. Thank you, Carlette. We
You
really
bet.
appreciate you being here.
You bet.
We'll be right back with more coming of age and how cleaning up your files can decrease clutter and safeguard your identity.